Hello guys, let me start with creating a new project in Flutter just to have a basic idea what how we can create a Flutter project. So here we can you can see a lot of templates. We want to select the Flutter. So I'm using Intellij IDE, which is already this is the recommended IDE for Flutter. So Flutter I already installed. You can check with in the Flutter website how to install Flutter in Mac or Windows or even for Linux, how we can install. Sorry. So it's already installed. If you don't install, you just install IntelliJ IDE. My recommendation is community. When you are learning, you can use the community. When you are go for production, when you do something really a nice project, go with IntelliJ like paid version. But most of the thing you can done using the IntelliJ IDE community edition. So whenever you install, after that you have to install the Flutter plugin. After installing the Flutter plugin, you have the option to install this SDK. You can install even after installing IntelliJ IDE. Okay, anyhow, I have installed this place, so it's done. So I'm going to select this Flutter, and now I'm going to select the project name. I have to create like test demo. This is the project name. So there is a project location which is under projects and test demo, and description as usual. Okay, and the project type, it's application. We don't want to do any like package, or just we're starting with application. And organization, this will be like whenever your package forms in the Android or iOS, it creates according to this namespace. And here Android language and our iOS language, by default it is selected as Java and Objective-C. It's your convenient, which is you are familiar and which is easy for you, you can use that one. Currently I don't want to choose Java because Kotlin, I feel some flexibility on Kotlin and also Swift. And that's it, and we can make finish. So the project is creating, and there's a main dot dot and everything. Okay, now the thing is ready. The main dot dot is the entry point of this application, and now I'm using Magento, so I want to use iOS simulator. I have started the iOS simulator. Until let it starts, I will show you something. Okay, ignore everything. Now currently consider this public spec.yaml. Actually, this is it contains like you can define dependencies, dependent packages, and like this is like if you are in .NET, this is like web.config. If you are in the if you use Android, it will be like a Gradle. The all kind of packages, libraries can be defined here, and it will be automatically imported to your project. So currently what we have different dependency Flutter SDK. We have lot of dependency. If you like you can add lot of dependency in future if whatever according to your requirement. And there are lots of Flutter library available in the pub.lang.org. So you can get all kind of Flutter libraries, and you can add it here. And if you check dependencies, and there is a Flutter what we how to use. I want to use material design, and then that's it. If you want to add like images like assets, you want to add images, you want to add any uh, like files, you want to store it as a, like for example JSON files or some other files, you need to store it in the app itself, and you need to use it in the app. You can define it here. Okay, after any definition you need to make it like packages get. This will get all the packages into your project. Okay, now let us run. Okay, I'm going debug. So I'm starter. So here we are. Here we have the iPhone 6. seems to be big. I have to take iPhone 5. Okay, anyhow, you can see the let me make it. So you can see the console. Now it's launching. It's launched from here in the iPhone 6 in the debug mode. It's trying to launch. So it will take time. Let us in between I will explain you the main dot its structure. So main dot have one is application. Generally the Flutter Flutter basic components or widgets. Everything is a widget. So the whole application itself as a widget. So when we start the application, we are extending it to it as a widget. So when this widget is called, what we need to do, we need to build. What we need to build is the overall structure. And here it's clearly mentioned it's a stateless widget, so it doesn't care about any state change in the application. For example, you cannot put any operation. For example, if you are clicking something, if for example, if you are tapping something, you are double tapping, you are long press tap, and there are a lot. So you can control, you cannot control, you cannot do any operation. It is only the stateless widget. It only have the structure. You can design a structure, but you cannot make any operation on this stateless widget. So this is like a outer layer. This is like a frame for the whole application. Now you can see this is material app. So I'm going to return as a material app. This is whole material app. So material app, the app title will be Flutter demo, and the theme is theme data. It's like you are going to define the theme in the sense what color, what is the accent color, what is the title bar color, what is the background color, what is the font color, what is the icon color. You can define it here. And and the home, this home is where which page need to be loaded into this main widget, in the sense when it first time it loads, what pages it should load. Okay, here we are defining my home page with title Flutter demo and Flutter demo home page. Okay, so I have the title as a argument. Then here you can see okay, one second. Oh, okay, you see this is the class definition for my home page, which has one member with final variable like a title, and it has a constructor, and it has a create state method overridden by another delegate my home page state. Okay, now if you see, it's like my home page. This is a constructor. Now consider this, my home page is extended by stateful widget, but here you see this is stateless widget. So this is stateful widget, which is the widget if you do any kind of operations, any kind of tap, long tap, if you make if you enter any data into the input box, everything will be monitored, and everything you can do the operations on this stateful widget. So it is extended, this home page is extended with the stateful widget, and for that we are creating a constructor, and constructor which is implementing super class, in the sense super of stateful widget, and it has a key. If you want to specify a unique key to define this particular home page, you can define it. And other than that, there is a title